Welcome to River City Plus. It is the show after the show. It's me, Rance Adams, with Jana Angel, Double A Energy.
Coming in hot on a Monday after a great weekend.
Oh, yeah. I'm wearing, is this teal?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
see, I'm wearing teal because it's Victory Monday. The Jags are on a hot streak. And what's really interesting about the game, it was a great game, great vibes, great weather. Jana had her first Jags game experience. So
Yes.
please, enlighten us. How was that for you?
So I had a great time. Now, I've been to a couple Jags games before, but I've either been, set up at our table outside the stadium working, or I've been at the slab for our remote broadcast show. So this was my first time I got to go as a fan. And something that I really appreciated from everybody in guest services was making sure that I had a great first game day experience, including one of the first guest services people when I was asking them, which way to go or something for my seat. They were like, "Oh, is it your first game?" And I said, "Yes." And they gave me this button that said "My First Game." And I wore it all day. I wore it very proudly because everyone was very excited that it was my first game. But our friend of the show, Stephanie Grant of Styled by Stephanie, actually took me to the game. She just said, you've got to experience it as a fan, not always working. And it was such a great day, and the weather was perfect.
Oh, yeah. So I've been to a few games. I don't ever recall anybody offering me a button for my first game. So I don't know what that is like. Maybe it's the aesthetic. Maybe I should have just made this grand introduction. Like, it's my first game.
My first game.
So you're telling people if it's your first game, maybe even for the kiddies, let them
Yes.
know and they'll hook you up, hopefully.
Yes. Now, I do think this was potentially intended for children. It was kind of like the wings when you go on a plane and it's like, my first flight. But I love an accessory. Listen, and you pay for the tickets, you might as well have a free button. Like, why not? So I thought that was really nice. But you can go to like the guest services stations and they have little podiums and you'll see them sitting there. But I just thought that was really funny. I think I probably just looked confused enough, and that's why they were like, "Is it your first time here?" And I was like, "Yes." "Which way to the cheese fries?" Like, just point me in the right direction.
So is this where I insert blonde joke?
Yeah, maybe. I set you up to swing away.
Well, no, so the game was awesome. It was a great experience. But for me, it's also about the people watching. So I just go and I just vibe out. You got people, man, they were decked out. And it's not even Halloween. Their game day gear
Yes.
and the looks and stuff. I was messing with people. I was like, yeah, I've actually got a Jag tattoo. I'm going to take my shirt off and just be in this truffle shuffle. Didn't do it.
Didn't do it?
Nah. I didn't want to scare the people.
Look at all those women disappointed out there this morning.
I did them a favor.
Everyone just disappointed. I actually saw somebody in full body paint. It was a guy and a girl that were both completely painted in pink, which I loved, just like, and they had all breast cancer survivors like
dope.
painted on the back of their backs. But I was like, that's commitment, because that paint too, like in the sun, I saw them at the beginning and it was all kind of together, and I saw them later in the day and it had kind of started to like flake off a little bit. So I'm like, that is commitment to a cause, and I really appreciated it. But there were people there with like Trevor wigs on, and I mean, all sorts of really great outfits. Like that's my thing, is I came from the South, like game day is a fashion show. You've got, we're not just throwing on a t-shirt. Like, you have to make a statement.
Hey, and we made a statement here, and we're going to continue making statements throughout the season, all the way to the bowl. You heard it here on RC Plus.
Yes.
So today, we had a very special guest in studio, and of course, so we know Jana loves all things pets, particularly all things dog. Well, today, we had Moonbeam in the house.
Yes, Moon Pie.
Moon Pie.
I know, she was a little Moonbeam of our. So, this is really funny. When guests come in for the show, we usually get a text message from our amazing First Impressions coordinator, Keith. And we got the text today that was like, "There's a pig for you in the lobby." And I'm like, you know what? We're the only show like this who gets texts like this. Like, "Hey, there's a pig for you in the lobby." And there was. And so Moon Pie is the brand ambassador for Epic Outreach. Now, this is an animal farm that all of their resources go to helping rescued animals that now live at this sanctuary. So they have their following event that is coming up, and I'm going to make sure you guys have all the information. So it's happening Saturday, October 28th from 11 to 1, and it's actually at Epic Outreach Farm. And these are just some of the animals that you can actually meet and see.
Yeah, well, normally if somebody sends a message to me, like there's a pig and, it's like barbecue. So Moon Pie.
Or you think it's me snacking in the lobby.
Yeah, but that's but Moon Pie
It was me
was
on
so
game
cute.
day when I found Bono's nachos. I was so happy. Like happy girl in the corner.
All right, so just really sidebar. So on our show here for RC Plus, we're in our offices and we've got like a little space, and a lot of things happen behind the
I do.
scenes. I wish we had a camera. Our producer Vaughn just went full on contortionist, crawling under spaces and
And like I'm seeing it out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, are we gonna talk about it?
I mean, it's like this is one of those like we need another camera over here just to
Right.
get that side shot. But let's go back to Moon Pie and Halloween. Like Epic Outreach, it's an awesome farm, and they have so many amazing animals out there, and it's like for a good cause that they do this thing. And so Jessie, she's amazing in all that she's done to support the animals and bringing people out there to kind of get the experience. And so there are always donations are accepted and encouraged, but volunteers, you got high school kids that need to get some hours, go out there, get your hands dirty and find out what real life is all about. So
Yeah, exactly. Oh, don't we sound like such boomers? We're like, put your phone down and go play in the dirt. Like,
get outside, young whippersnappers. Oh, the
not the
whippersnapper.
whippersnappers.
Like
I
people
love it.
don't even know what
I love it.
whippersnapper. I don't even know what that.
A whippersnapper. You know a whippersnapper when you see one.
Uh-huh.
I'll tell you what a whippersnapper is. It's the little girls this weekend who didn't want me to take their photo. They had their phone propped up on a trash can, and I was just trying to help. I was like, we can do better. And they were like, we're going for a vibe. And I was like, oh. I was like, that's a whippersnapper.
Oh yeah.
Her phone fell off the trash can and hit the ground. And I was like, how's that vibe treating you? I'm so old and petty.
Yeah, that's a little bit dark, but I can relate.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
glad to see you got it under control.
So-
Whippersnapper.
So sorry for you. And we also had an amazing band on today, Unifia. And they brought the fire. I love their energy. The guitarist and the bass player.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to go to their show because I'm getting hyped. They were
I
in it
know.
to win it, right?
Yeah, they were so fun to have in the studio. I mean, and just seeing the setup, I won't lie, like because they went all in on their setup, which I was very impressed with. They were, pros from the get-go, when we're booking them and getting them in the studio. But man, I was looking at all of that and I was like, that makes you want to work in like tech or something, just where all you got to take is a laptop, because there were speakers and cords and mics and drums. And it was kind of funny because we had a bit of a blooper moment. They turned around and they said, hey, how long do we have till we record? And I was like, I got about a half hour to set up, whatever. And they were like, because we got to go get a drum.
Been there.
And I'm like, all right, whose job was it? Where's the drummer that forgot his whole job at
I know
home?
the drummer. It's like, but I've been there.
You're like, you got one job. I get it. And they were like, we got this one. We need that one. I'm like, well, do what you got to do. Let's get the drum, because we can't do the drum.
I was in a band back in the day, and I was a front man, and so people were, you never help carry gear. I'm like, I always help carry gear. They always were like, and not my band, but most people are like, oh, the singer, the front man, he never does anything. Like, I am about some heavy lifting. They had so much gear, I wasn't about that heavy lifting.
No, I mean, they were rolling these things in here, and I was just like, I would play the kazoo. There's no way I would be dealing with all of this.
I feel you.
Get that recorder.
Yeah.
Hot cross buns.
What else we got?
So we also went to Tipsy Duck, which we had a blast at. So this is a place in St. Augustine, and they've had a really interesting business transformation because they started out as Bath Junkie, and they have all of these different things where you can customize your scrub, your bath bombs, like all sorts of different bath products. And they have expanded into create what you see behind us here, which is Tipsy Duck Parlor. Now, this is where they've gotten all of these different craft cocktails that are wine-based, so it's not too boozy, something that everybody can go and enjoy, and you can also get it mocktail style, but everything centers around these ducks, which we just had a blast. Like, we all came home with one. Oh, wait, Mom, will you give me mine, that angel one? It's really cute. Rance got me a present. Me bought her. No, just the mystery hand. Like,
She's an angel.
so
Come
cute.
and save me too. That's all we can sing.
Quacky.
Yeah. So, but the experience was great. And then, like, you go in for the cocktails, you can go have the scents created and then go have a drink. But the picture taking options,
Yes.
like, oh, we flicked it up. I posted a bunch of those, and people are like, where's that? I want to go there. Now, it's not on the main drag. It's kind of off the
Right.
main drag. And, but you walk up on it. That's the thing about St. Augustine. There's so many little hidden gems. Like, everybody knows the main strip on Georgia Street and all that stuff. But you're like, you can go get lost in these little side streets and some of these alcoves, and it's like, what is this amazing experience? So I do appreciate that. But this Tipsy Duck, oh, they got it.
Yeah, this was really fun. I mean, and like you said, to see the owners kind of go through a transformation is just really cool to see what people can come up with. And the Instagrammable experience was epic. They have two different bathtubs that are cut in half, and you can sit in them like a sofa. So I mean, that was like one great photo opportunity. And then obviously all the ducks, and every drink comes with a duck.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I got a couple of ducks from that.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Got
the
a couple
lighting
ducks.
in there is epic. Not a
Amazing.
bad place to be seen in that place. So this is what we had for you today. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of our show after the show. We're gonna have more tomorrow, obviously, and then on our show at 9:30. What do we got tomorrow?
So we've got Sin Style. We've got a book club. I actually got to meet the founder of this book club. She came to the studio to tell us about her story, and she wanted us to know that her book club is actually older than Oprah. So we are going to meet like the OG of book clubs tomorrow.
What? All right, we're gonna try to get her on that Oprah level.
I think
Maybe.
so.
We
She
can
can
do
take
that?
She can take us with her.
All right. Yeah. She'll be Jax famous. We'll work that out.
Work
So, all right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow right here for River City Plus, and then make sure you join us at 9:30 for River City Live.
Live.